Getting good exercise today. Yeah, getting real good exercise today. Coast a little bit. Good thing I didn't go too far. See how she handles the dirt. Whoa.
are back at it with the Harley SX250. This long ongoing project finally is running decent enough to get it in the woods and kind of put it through paces a little bit. Runs pretty good, I gotta say. It's probably the best it's run since I've had it. Took a lot of monkeying with the carburetor to get that ironed out a little bit, but it's still not perfect. I think pretty sure the carburetor is the needle, either the needle is worn out or the needle seat is worn out, because it runs extremely rich off mid throttle, and I had to move the needle into the leanest position for it to run halfway decent. Other than that, it does the low speed stuff real good through the trails, and it doesn't really miss a beat going over the bumps. I was expecting it to hesitate and stuff, but it runs clean over the bumps. And even with the crappy tires, it goes through the dirt pretty decently, I gotta say. It's a little awkward compared to the Japanese bikes that I'm used to riding, but I guess that's what makes these appealing. So yeah, I'll go over everything we did again on this. So started out, had to hook up the wiring to get spark first. That was the first thing we did, and the ignition module was kind of jacked up. So just cleaned off all the prongs on there. There was a lot of corrosion, stuff like that on there. So I cleaned it off and had to rewire a couple spade connectors for that to connect to it. So once I got spark, moved on, did the carburetor, a good cleaning, did a rebuild kit on that. Unfortunately, the rebuild kit didn't come with a needle or anything. It'd be nice to try one of those out to see if that helps cure the mid-range issue. But got the carb sorted to the point where we could get it running, and came to find out that the smoke was so bad that it ended up being crank seals on both sides. Well, I don't know if it needed it on both sides. At least on the clutch side it needed it for sure, because it was just sucking down oil like no tomorrow. And so I put those in, did the other side, did the flywheel side too while it was apart. Put a shifter return spring in there, so I had that side cover off, and that wasn't too hard. It was just the shaft that came all the way out, and you slide that over it and put it back and you're good to go. You didn't have to split the cases, thankfully. So it runs and moves under its own power, starts up real easy. We did have a problem with it idling for a while after I got it cleaned out, and I ended up taking it apart again and getting that idle air circuit really clean with a thorough job that time, and that seemed to cure that issue. So it starts and idles real easy. Got the turn signals hooked up, got a battery on there, got all the lights working. The brake light works. We actually got a flashing turn signals, so I had to replace the relay. And other than that, oh yeah, and we also had to redo and I don't have this hooked up just because I'm running premix in the tank right now. I have it blocked off down there for the oil inlet for the injection, so wanted to flush that out, got that flushed. So it's just pumping out the excess stuff right now. I got to clean that up. It's on the motor there, but yeah, I'm just running premix in there to make sure that was working, and it is working, because it's spewing out all the old stuff in there still. So yeah, I think that's I think I'd call that a win after the condition this thing was in. Apparently it was sitting alongside of a house or a shed or something for a long time, to the point where my buddy, when he picked it up, he had to cut vines out from in between the motor and the ground. So it was in that spot for a long time. So pretty happy with where I got it to this point. I think just that carburetor, get that sorted out, and it'll run perfectly. So thanks for following along with this project, guys. It was definitely a learning experience. It fought me every bit of the way, but it was worth it in the end, I think, to keep the bike around. So I was glad to be able to help my buddy out with it, and he's got it street legal with the plate and everything, insurance on it, so he's ready to go. Just got to get that carb sorted. So I'm going to jump back on it, do a little bit more riding, and head back.
Come on now. Oh, what the happened there? Oh no. Oh. Well, just as I was about to get on this bike, after saying all those nice things about it, the throttle cable snaps. So I took that all apart. I thought maybe it was something in the slide at first, and I thought maybe the needle came undone, but no, the actual ball snapped right off at the throttle tube. So I am now pushing this bike out of the woods. So we're not out of the woods yet, no pun intended. All right, I just had a nice little rest. I'm gonna get back to pushing. But luckily I'm on a power line here, and I think I can ride this down straight to the road, and I'm only a little ways away from my house. So here goes nothing. Hopefully nobody sees me. Looks like I'm going through someone's yard, but I think it's a power line. There we go. Hope it's open down here. The roller. Oh shit. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I think it'll be good. Good. Yeah. Good things aren't growing in here yet. That's good. Oh boy. I gotta go down here. Oh yeah. I think we're good. Gotta push this thing back up the hill a little bit. Wait for cars to come. Good thing I didn't go too far. I'm not stopping for this. Try to get a run at this hill. That's my house up there. Of course, up the hill. Alright, I'm gonna have to take another break. Slowly go at it this one. Break time. Alright, well, I got home. Pretty beat right now, but yeah, she just broke off right at the ball at the top where goes into the throttle tube. So I had my toolkit with me, so I took everything apart, thinking maybe something just came undone and I could get it back together. Like I said, I thought it was the slide or the needle at first. I had this all apart. I took that apart first, thinking that the slide was hung up or something. But no, it had to be something that I couldn't fix on the trail. So luckily, like I said, I wasn't too far from home, and I was able to just push it all the way back. So it was successful, and then it wasn't. So I guess the saga continues. Well, a few days later, my friend was able to locate another new NOS cable for the throttle. Here's the old one where it snapped. And we got another whole assembly here for the throttle and the oil pump. So I'm gonna throw that in next, and hopefully this one doesn't break either. All right, got it hooked up to the carburetor and also to the oil pump, and we got that calibrated. So ready to put the side covers back on, and probably gonna leave the oil unhooked just for now and run this tank of premix through before we rely on the oil pump. So we can button that up and see if it'll start up and not break.
All right, new throttle cable's on. Oil pump's working. And she's running again, so I messed with the air screw a little bit, took it up and down the road. It seemed to help the mid-range a little bit, but it's a little chillier today, so the temperature might be affecting that. But we'll see. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.